Well, hello everyone. Hello everyone. Good afternoon. Welcome to the open day of the Global Masters in BIM Management by Ziggurat. My name is Mona Lisa. I am architect and institutional relations manager. It's a pleasure to be here today with you at this event. So, as you know, Ziggurat is an online institute with over 20 years of experience in education, offering innovative and high-quality training programs specifically designed to meet the needs of the professionals in the ANC sector. And our motto, Transform Tomorrow Today, reflects our belief in the power of education and shaping the future. Our mission is clear, is to inspire and educate tomorrow's leader through innovative programs aimed to creating and lessen a positive impact on society and in the planet. And we look beyond the present, aiming to create a more sustainable and promising future through transformative education. Thank you for being here today with us within the Ziggurat experience. In Ziggurat, we celebrate diversity and collaboration through events like the Ziggurat Student Week. It is a precious moment where our community comes together to share knowledge and inspiration in locations such as São Paulo and Barcelona. Now we will watch a video what happened in São Paulo early this year. Okay, so now I have a pleasure to invite the Master's Director, Stefan Moder, to talk about his background and to guide us on this journey of discovery. So welcome, Stefan.
Well, thank you, Mona Lisa. Thank you very much. I saw myself on some of the images on that video, and I just remember what a fantastic week we had. So thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. My name is Stefan Mordew. I am a chartered architect and construction project manager by background. So I started my career, I should say I'm in the UK. I started my career off as an architect, working on some really interesting projects. And then I moved to a company called the MBS, and I started to learn about classification systems and how you start to arrange and organize information. And that's where I really fell in love with building information modeling, and I really got involved in that side of things. So the latter part of my career, I've been working within consultancy, worked for some big consultancy practices, ACOM. I'm currently working with Cohesive, and I've had the privilege of working on small and large projects, not just here in the UK, but right across the globe. I'm also co-author of a number of books, BIM for Dummies, BIM for Construction Health and Safety as well. But my main passion is I love engaging and learning from students. I always find it's a two-way kind of thing as well. So that's probably enough about myself. Maybe it's probably worth talking a little bit about the faculty board. Now, what's really nice and unique about Ziggurat's offering is that all our lecturers and professors aren't pure academics. So every one of them either works for a consultancy, maybe has their own businesses. So we've got people that are working from small organizations, big organizations. And you can see from some of these names, I'm sure you've heard some of these names within the industry, really well respected within their fields, and they're right across the globe. So we've got Marcia, so Italian, but based in the UK. We've got people across Europe. We've got people that have actually done the course and have followed right through and are now lecturers. So for example, I can see Nando's name there. So Nando, based over in Australia, he's actually done the course and is now one of our professors. So each one of our professors, again, are practitioners. So it's not just theory. So it's about blending the theory with the practical application as well. So we move on to the next slide. Again, just some of our great faculty board. So Rania down the bottom again, she's one of our students, alumni, who've done the course as well and gone on to become part of our teaching staff. A real kind of broad section. Now, I will talk about this in a moment, but as part of the course, we will do something called the FMP, the Final Masters Project, and you will be assigned a mentor. So you get some one-on-one time with some of these people as well. But I'll come on to that in a few more slides. So the course is a year long and we divide it up into blocks. So what you're seeing here are essentially 5 blocks or 5 large subject areas. And along the bottom rung, we have what we call our final master's thesis or our final master's project. So sometimes you'll hear me talking about the FMP. So the blocks are broadly aligned to a typical life cycle which a project will go through. So you'll start off in block 1. This is BIM management. So this is where you'll be introduced to kind of the standards, the processes, methodologies and things like that before we move into block 2, which is our design stage. So this is where you'll be getting involved in some of the authoring tools as well. So if you've never used any of these platforms, don't worry, we have what we call a leveling up course, which is our block 0. So there's lots of material to get you up to speed and running in a lot of these platforms. So it's a very practical course as well. So you'll be using lots of different technologies along the way, and we just ask you, just to try them out and just give them a go. So this is our BIM for design stage, and we're starting to create our models. We're starting to analyze them for different things, and then we move into our block 3, which is our construction phase. And then into block 4, which is our asset management, when we're actually handing over these models to the owner operator or whoever's going to be using all this rich information that we've built up. And then block 5 is our BIM implementation. So you will be learning from the modules. And then alongside the modules, we have our final masters project. So our final masters project is that area where you can start to put everything that you've learned into practice. And we use a fictional project. We call it the WEZIG building. It's an office development in the heart of Barcelona. You'll be put into teams. You will be given a mentor. So you'll get a lot of one-on-one time with your mentors as well to start putting everything into practice. So if we move on to the next slide, we can take maybe a little bit of a deeper dive as to actually what we will be covering. So as I mentioned, we've got block 1, which is our BIM management. So this is all about the principles of what we call open BIM. So we will be using lots of different technologies, but we also have the ethos of collaboration. So being able to participate regardless of what software solution you are using. So we use the principles of open BIM. You'll be hearing or learning terms about industry foundation classes, IFC, BCF, and all things like that. And the fundamentals. And in that BIM management, the information management section is about building up all our information requirements. So we will be exposing you and getting you to develop lots of artifacts such as the exchange information requirements, BIM protocols, our BIM execution plans, etc., etc. As you can see, some of the just a few of the softwares which you'll be getting to grips with. We've got Tekla, we've got ArchiCAD, Planoly, BIM Collab, Revit. So there's lots of technologies for you to try out. Once we've got that principles in place, this is when we start in our design phase, or our PIM, our project information model. And we will be using these different technologies, but we'll also be setting up the environment for collaboration and coordination. So you'll be learning about agile project methodologies. You'll be learning about communication techniques. You'll be learning about the CDE, or the common data environment. So that central place where we're going to share and work on lots of different models. So we have got a box open. If you do want to ask questions, please just type that in and we will do a Q&A at the end. And then we move, as you can see, some of the other softwares there as well. So Trello, Deluxe, there's lots to get involved with. And this will be all part of the course as well. So we have a dedicated person that looks after the licenses of these software. So we've used information modeling for the design phase. Now we're moving into the construction phase. So we've got our project information model. Now we're moving into our construction model. So we're starting to use other softwares now to model the structural elements of it, the mechanical side, the electrical side of it as well. And we'll be learning how to use the model for site management, how we can start to plan, use it for budget control, how we can start to do basic quantity takeoffs as well. So we're building this rich information models, and we can start to analyze our designs as well. So now we move into block 4, which is into our asset management phase. So remember, a lot of these buildings or assets which we're developing, hopefully they're going to last for 40, 50, maybe 100 years. So a lot of the information that we're producing is going to be really fundamental and instrumental in the running and operations of these buildings as well. So we really need to think about the end in mind. So we start to think about what information owner operators will use, asset managers are going to use, and how this information can flow into CAFM systems and all things like that. So we're going to be learning about COBE, construction operations, building information exchange, and some fantastic things like that. And we've got Pat Slattery over in Dublin who focuses on that element as well. So then we come into our final block 5, our implementation. So this is where we're going to learn about lots of strategies for either implementing BIM in your own organization. Maybe you're setting up your own practice. So lots of our students go on to set up their own businesses as well. And I love hearing about all the success stories through LinkedIn. So you'll learn all about the strategies and things that you need to be putting in place. So the business processes, things about IT, resources, and how you go about putting an implementation plan together. So running along underneath all these blocks, we have what we call our FMP. So this is our final master's project. So it's about putting everything that we've learned in the modules into practice. And you will be working with your mentor or your client. And at the end of the course, what's really nice is you'll be building up a really rich portfolio of work. So when you go on to further your career, you've got a lot of artifacts which you'll be producing along the way. You've got reports, you've got models, you've got presentations. So you're building up a really nice portfolio as well. You work in teams, so this is a real global course. So our students come from literally all four corners of the globe. So you're learning not just about BIM implementation or methodologies from your own countries, but you'll be getting lots of experience and knowledge from other parts of the world as well. So it is a truly collaborative and enriching course. So we'll be learning about the different workflows. And one thing I've learned is that a lot of the students make a lot of lasting bonds as well. So you'll be spending a lot of time with other people, and so the experience is shared, and there's a lot of friendships and lasting connections which also come out of the process as well.
Well, thank you, Stefan. It's a pleasure to work with you, to have you here today. Let's move on to have a deeply student experience. So now we will have, it's time to meet the academic support that we have in Ziggurat. So we have, oh, sorry. Yeah, we have here, no, sorry about that. I was talking that this is not the order, but no, I would like to ask you if you can introduce yourself, to talk about your background and to talk about your experience here in Ziggurat. And thank you for being here today with us.
Well, Mona Lisa, that's really a pleasure. Hello, everyone. I'm Noor. I'm an architect from Algeria, and I'm so honored to be with you today to share my experience as an alumni in Ziggurat Master of Global BIM Management. Actually, before starting my BIM journey, I had around 10 years of experience in architectural design, interior design. I've done some researches and editing, and currently, after the master, I'm working as a BIM consultant at MBIM, which is based in Algiers, and we help professionals to migrate from the traditional system to BIM system. Well, we can pass the slide. That was a small brief about my experience. And if we can talk about my experience in Ziggurat, and particularly this master actually was a unique experience for me for learning. And during that year, I moved from a simple architect who knows about BIM only the name to an architect who have a solid understanding of BIM process and actually able to ensure a full BIM process for architectural projects. So we can pass the slide to have a small idea about what we've done. And from my perspective, what made this master really interesting for me, beside the curriculum that treats the whole building cycle and which is based on Open BIM standards, is the fact that we were put in small groups as small BIM unit, which is a multidisciplinary BIM unit to create a simulation of a real project in what we call IPD approach. So we learned how to communicate and collaborate with different team members. Actually, you can see some of the team members that we had in our small group. And we come from different parts of the world. We have Rania from Egypt, Janina from USA, I basically from Algeria, and Thomas Philip, who is Lebanese and based in Qatar. So our rich experience, different cultures, they made us really learn how to communicate, to collaborate, and face challenges like jet lag, different work regulations. All these things actually made the final project rich in value and experience. So next slide. During the project, we had, as a BIM unit, we had to play many roles like BIM consultant, main contractors, subcontractors, and we as team members, we were meant to work on different deliverables of the project, depending on the phase, starting from the design till the handover. And each one of us, he had the kind of deliveries according to our positions in the BIM unit. So also during this master, we learned how to communicate, and we learned actually to adopt Agile for BIM framework. We can pass to the next slide. And while working on deliverables, using most effective ways to communicate through many efficient and simple tools like Trello and Slack, which became my new favorite tools to organize my personal or work projects. And we had communicated to work on the projects, the deliveries, and we used those tools to have the most effective way for our deliverables, knowing that the master was really intense. It was a year, and most of us were working, and we needed to have a good management of our time. So we go to the next slide. During the master, as we were given the project information, which was the WISEC building, we used different software to develop the architectural, structural, and MEP models. And we used many templates that contained our personalized libraries that we worked on ourselves. And we made sure to check all the classifications, IFC classes, and all of that is to avoid the data loss. And that was the power actually of this master. Next slide. And from the design till the construction, during the construction stage, we enhanced the PIM models and in data and geometry, and we handed it in a 350 LOD. Next slide. So what we can say about this master is that we have one of the added values is the use of open BIM approach in the collaboration process. And it could help us to ensure within a data and common data environment, a CDE, for information exchange during a full life cycle of the project or the stages that we had during this master. So we used the IFC, we used the BCF, each one of us in every discipline, he used a different authoring tool, and all this made it a very good experience to work within the open standards. Next slide. After the modeling the using the authoring tools, it came the time for the coordination process, where we use basically the BCF, the IFC within BIMsync, which was our CDE, and we use Solibri for the data and for the clash detection to ensure that the model that we're going to deliver is totally correct. Of course, we could not manage all the clashes, but we did our best to at least deliver something acceptable and something functional. Next slide. And that was an example of the clash detection that we had during the project. And next slide. We also had the chance to cover some of the fourth dimension of BIM, where we learned how to create a model-based scheduling with resource management and simulation using Synchro Pro, like you can see it in the next slide. And we went through, for the next slide, we went through the 5th dimension with a real-time quantity extraction and a detailed bill of quantities till the 7th dimension, where we extracted a copy spreadsheet to be handed during the handover stage for asset management. And that was really a challenge for us because we were using ArchiCAD as an architectural authoring tool. We were using Revit and Tekla for structural and MEP. So to gather all the data and to extract a correct spreadsheet, that was a successful challenge that we could master during this project. So that was basically the most important points that we touched during the master when we delivered our final master project. And all that was done through an intensive, let's say, mastering of the standards and the BIM management documents, the BIM and the BEP and everything. So that was really a nice experience, which can, I mean, the learning process can never end, but we can say that during this master, we could at least understand all the techniques that we need to use when we get a project in BIM approach. That was simply the experience. Yeah.
Thank you, Noor. Stefan, are you listening to me, right? Stefan, is
Yes.
everything right? Because for me, this is a masterpiece of a masterclass, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's very good to hear of our alumni all this knowledge and all this experience.
Well,
Thank you,
yeah,
Noor.
I'm sorry. I must have forgot something which is very important is
Yeah.
that
Mhm.
during all this year of this master, what made it really, I mean, I was really feeling nostalgic when Stefan was talking about the program and you mentioned something about making friends. Friends and connection was something very interesting. And during the master, we developed a lot of friendships that became somehow our lead and guide in this professional world. And sharing is really important in the learning process. This is what this particularly kind of master that I've never and I will never regret, like dedicating 1 year of my career to learn every aspect of the BIM through this master.
That's great to hear.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Noor. Thank you, Stefan. So now we will have even deeper into this journey of knowledge and know how about is the Canvas platform, how is our methodology of knowledge. So here we have a video of our academic coordinator, which is Jaime del Castillo. So let's see the video and to know how it works here in Ziggurat.
Hello, welcome to the open day of the Masters in Global BIM Management. We appreciate your presence. My name is Jaime del Castillo, and I am the academic coordinator, and I am responsible for the overall organization of the master program, ensuring its smooth operation, managing the academic calendar, of course, onboarding and supporting professors, and seeking improvements in collaboration with the program director. All Ziggurat master's programs and postgraduates are conducted on the Canvas educational platform. And when students begin their educational journey at Ziggurat, they gain access to Block 0, which we have here in the screen. And in this block, they will find general information about Ziggurat, the specific master's program, and contact information for the student assistant who will support them throughout the program. Block 0 consists on 3 sections that are progressively activated before the start of the program. The first one is the institutional classroom. Here you can learn more about Ziggurat and stay updated on its news. You will also find detailed steps for obtaining the diploma from the IL3 of the University of Barcelona, tutorials on how Canvas works, and direct access to the Ziggurat alumni platform. The second section is the additional resources classroom. Here in this section, you will find the specific information about the master's program and complementary educational material offered as resources and master classes. Additionally, you will have information about possible additional certifications offered by our partners. And finally, level up courses, mostly about the software tools that will be used during the program. Let's go to the third section of this block 0. This is a programs classroom. In this section, you will have access to the program guide and the calendar, as well as the academic regulations. It is also where recordings of the inaugural conference with the program director and this session with the student assistant will be published. In summary, Block 0 is designed to help you start the course the best possible way. I hope this information has been useful to you, and if you decide to start this or any other SIGGRAD Master program, of course, rest assured that you will always be guided. Thank you.
I'd like to say thank you for Jaime, but he's not here. He could not be here today with us, so let's move.
Hello, welcome.
Sorry. So let's moving on to know about the admission process. So here we have today our admission consultant, Dimitrios Repanas, which will talk about the admission process to us. So welcome, Dimitrios.
Hi, Mona. Hi, everybody. Thank you very much. So basically, I'm in charge of the Department of Admissions for the international programs. Our job is actually to help the candidates know more about the program, how it's going to benefit in the development of their careers, and provide demos, helping them with the registration process to the program and so on. The admission process is actually consisted of some specific steps that we can see here. Therefore, anyone who is watching now and would like to learn a little bit more about the program, would like to receive a demo, the first thing that they need to do is to file their application for admission. So they can go through the website on the programs section of the website of our school. They can put their information there, and we're going to receive it so we can contact them and set a personal interview. During this meeting, we're going to present you with the program's details. We're going to provide you with a demo, examples from the classes. We're going to discuss with you what are actually, what are the dreams for your future career development. Why do you think you need BIM? How you can add BIM in your profile? How BIM is going to assist you to progress faster and better in your career. And then if for those ones who are interested, they can send us the related documentation that we need for their admission in the program. There is an admissions committee, so their profiles and their admission request will be assessed. And then we're going to deliver them their resolution so they can finalize their registration into the program. It's a very simple process. It might seem a little bit long here, but I can guarantee to you that whoever's interested, we can contact them very fast. We can provide the information and they can complete their registration into the program efficiently. I can say that I'm also almost a graduate of the program, and I can tell you for sure it has benefited a lot all the career. It's true that there are a lot of friendships being developed during the program. We learn a lot from each other. It's actually very helpful for the people to understand how things are being done in different countries and how BIM is being applied between different countries. So yeah, I would say it's a wonderful experience, and it's actually suitable for every level of BIM professional, both for the people that they don't have a strong BIM background, but also for the people that have a little bit of experience, probably with design coordination, and would like to equip themselves with more BIM abilities, like with more experience regarding the application of BIM in the rest of a project's life cycle. So it's suitable for everyone, not just for amateurs or people that they don't have any strong previous experience. Thank you, Mona.
Thank you, Raul. I have been answered some questions here in the chat. If you have any question, just put it in chat, or you can just scan this QR code, which will appear just our website, and ask for information. I think that we don't have more questions here. So I would like to say thank you for Stefan, thank you Noor, thank you Dimitrios for being here today, explaining this complete experience here for this masters, and I hope to see you again soon. Okay?
Thank you, Mona. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mona.
Take care. Bye bye. Thank you.
Thank you, Maya.